What is going on there, my friends? We are back on the Let's Play world. Ooh, it looks like I'm in a bush. And I got a bunch of massive plans for today's episode. Last time on the world, we built up this little to-do list, which is everything I want to do before episode 20. And oh man, is there a lot. Today, I want to mark off the villager trading halls, and yes, plural, because I don't want to put all my villagers in one building. I kind of want to do the farmers in a farmhouse, the librarians in a library, and I'm sure you guys get it from there. Besides that, I also want to build a slime farm, because I want to start building some of those really big redstone projects, but a lot of them need slime blocks. So a slime farm is definitely on the agenda. And also, I did want to go check something out. I finally got some chickens in our little egg producing pen. There's only 4 in there, but okay, that thing is full. Awesome, you guys are doing some good work. And I did that because I want to start using pumpkin pie as my main food source. Besides that though, I got a lot of work to do, so let's jump into today's episode. Before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you guys for all the love and support you guys have been showing me. And man, I suck at running like this. I cannot see what's in front of me. But if you're not subscribed, maybe hit that subscribe button. And if you're feeling extra nice, maybe hit that like and notification bell. And I fell off the bridge, which I think that means it's time to start the episode. So if we make our way up our little custom cliffside here, all the way up to the train station, we obviously have our villager breeder in here. And my overall plan with this village is to tear down all the houses and transform them into something a whole lot better. And when it comes to trading with villagers and starting it all off, I feel like the farming villager is the best one to start off with, just because it's really easy to trade with them, because they mainly just use wheat, potato, beetroot, carrots, pumpkins, melons, and a lot more things that are super easy to get. So I'm thinking right up on this plateau in the meadow would be a perfect spot to build a solid sized house and a bunch of massive farms. I feel like a massive wheat field would look really cool with like a windmill in the middle, or even maybe like a barn. But before I can do any of that, I need to collect some blocks, because right now my storage system is pretty empty. So first things first, I want to collect up this massive wheat field so I can get a bunch of seeds. I'm definitely gonna have to do this a few times to get enough seeds in order to build the size farm I want to, which will be surrounding the building that holds the villagers up on the top of that meadow. And oh man, I always forget how long it takes to place all of these wheat seeds back in. I'm gonna let this grow back up and probably harvest it 1 or 2 more times. So while that grows, let's move on to more collecting. But first, let me empty my inventory, because it's kind of full, as you can see. Next up, I'm just heading down to the lumber yard to plant some oak saplings, because I'm gonna need an absolute ton of oak logs and planks. So place all these guys down and then come through with the bone meal, which is super satisfying. And just like that, we have a couple stacks of oak logs and an absolute bunch of spruce logs, which should definitely be enough for this farmhouse build and farms. It doesn't look like our wheat farm has quite grown back in yet, so it looks like we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer to harvest this guy. But in the meantime, I have some other items I need to craft, such as roughly a full stack of lanterns. And luckily we have this iron farm, so we have plenty of iron to spare. Gotta break down some of this coal ore so I can actually get some coal to craft some torches, grab some sticks, turn all of this into torches, and then I want to turn this whole stack of iron ingots into iron nuggets. And just like that, we have an entire stack of lanterns. And you know what? I think we can make another 8. Yes, we can. Next up, I gotta head down to the mangrove swamp, because I'm gonna need some packed mud. Which, like, first I need to get the mud, and then I can turn it into packed mud. Luckily, we're harvesting a wheat field, so we'll have plenty of wheat to spare for that. But I will see you guys down there. After a bunch of clearing out, we pretty much have an entire inventory full of mud, besides the torches, but I think this is enough. And it looks like the sun is beginning to set, so I should probably get out of here. Aw, poor fishy. Look how many of them there are. All right, but let's get out of here for real. Well, I have made it back home safely, so it's time to start turning some of this mud into packed mud, which really isn't cheap, because you gotta use a full stack of wheat in order to turn it into packed mud. And I think you can say I got some spare mud. Mud. Lots of mud. Besides that though, I got a majority majority of the blocks together that I'm gonna need. So now I'm just gonna get a bunch of the miscellaneous items together for this build. Well, I think I got all the blocks together that we're gonna need, but in typical fashion, I'm sure I forgot some of them. Besides that though, I think I am ready to start this build. And man, is it gonna be a big one. I'm thinking of doing the windmill right here, and then a building off to the left side that's actually gonna hold the farming villagers, and then a massive wheat farm that spans this entire area. Besides up there though, because I got some future plans. So I think that means it is time to cue the time lapse. Oh man, I got so much work ahead of me. And just like that, the windmill is complete, along with the house that will be storing our farming villagers. And man, I absolutely love how these things turned out. I kind of went for a raised foundation by doing some cobblestone and mossy cobble below, and then building the base of the building up a little bit higher. It really gives it this cool effect as you run up to it of how tall they actually are, when really they're not that tall. If we make our way onto the inside of the house, it is quite spacious, so I think I'll be able to fit a ton of villagers downstairs, and then if I need extra ones, I can put them upstairs. But I don't think I'm gonna need any more. So I'll probably just turn this into storage. I also have some more room inside the windmill. Besides that though, I still have a bunch of work to do. As you guys can tell, there is no massive wheat field yet, and I'm kind of procrastinating doing it because I am sure it is gonna take forever. But I can't really call this build complete until I get that wheat field placed in. So let's get started with that. First things first, I just crafted myself an absolute ton of buckets, but I'm kind of thinking I might go back over to the iron farm so I can have a full inventory of water buckets. I don't think I need that many buckets. So now I'm just gonna start clearing out all of this grass and all the flowers, and I don't mind getting these guys because I love the flowers. Now that I got a decent chunk of the tall grass cleared out, I just need to start going through and randomly placing some water sources, or else that wheat isn't going to grow very well, and it'll be kind of tough to place it in. With all the water placed in, it's time to actually till the dirt now. Because I mean, you can't place seeds on dirt, you got to turn it into farmland. So I jumped right into doing this, and oh man, I did not realize how big this area actually is. To put it in perspective, I went through an entire diamond hoe tilling this. And the crazy part is, I want to go even bigger than this. With all the grass turned into farmland, it's time to start placing in the actual wheat seeds. And to be honest, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna have enough wheat seeds. But man, will it look super cool when all the wheat is grown up and all golden. I can't wait to see that. With the first half of the farm complete, I decided to go much bigger. I first started off by placing a perimeter using fences. Then I came in, dug out some holes, and filled them all with water. And man, from this view, you really start to realize how big this farm is gonna be. With the water placed in, it's time to turn all the grass into farmland. And this was quite the project. I went through 2 diamond hoes doing this. Could have used iron, but you know, I wanted to have that flex of using diamonds. Once complete, the final thing was to add in the wheat seeds. And to put it into perspective, I went through 36 stacks of wheat seeds placing this in. I didn't even have enough. I had to run around my entire world trying to collect seeds, find seeds in chests, but luckily we were able to complete it. And here is what the build looks like. And voila, here is the massive farm in all its glory. And man, this probably is the single biggest wheat farm I have ever built before. And I absolutely love it. Like, just look how awesome it looks. Honestly, I think it looks better when it's still growing in and you have some of the golden and then also some of the green, compared to this where it's kind of bland, which I think a cool idea to do would actually be to add in either some potatoes or even some carrots just to add a little bit more color. I also added in that little like island right there with 2 custom trees just to spice up the farm a little bit because it was looking a little bland having so much wheat. And I never thought I would say that. Taking a little break from all the farming and just repetitive work of placing in all of these seeds, I want to start working on getting some farming villagers in here. But there's 2 things I need to do before I can actually transport the villagers. One is to build an interior for this building just because it would look really bad if I just put a bunch of villagers in here and never decorated it. And 2, I need to get myself a zombie and a name tag so I can actually get those villagers down to their prime trading stats. Because for those of you guys who don't know, if you cure a villager, their trades become extremely cheap. And I'm talking 1 pumpkin instead of 22 pumpkins for an emerald. So while I wait for night to fall, I'm gonna start working on this interior. Well, nighttime has fallen and I've got myself a zombie right here. I just gotta lead him down into the train station. Just slowly but surely. I got a little contraption set up over here. Follow me, buddy. Gonna wrap around this corner. Perfect. Okay, we got him and let's name him. And just like that, we have Steve the zombie. If we hit this lever, it will raise him up and then we'll have the villagers come right by him and then he can turn them into zombie villagers. Much easier than my last Let's Play world. So I got a majority of the interior all finished up. I have enough room in here so I can have 9 farmer villagers, which I think will be plenty. But sadly, the hard part isn't even over with yet. The toughest encounter I always have when messing with villagers is getting them into these little areas. So now that we have a zombie to transform these villagers into zombie villagers, I think it's time I make some weakness potions and also get some golden apples going. Well, I thought I had some blaze rods for some potions, but it turns out I have none, which means I have to make a quick trip into the nether, collect up a few blaze rods, just enough to make those potions and a brewing stand, and then I can get started working with the villagers. So here we go. And now the brutal run over to that nether fortress shall begin. I was smart and brought myself a bow and arrow. And you know, maybe if we get really lucky, we can actually get a wither skull. All right, well, I just got my achievement for Into the Fire, and I got myself 1 blaze rod, so I need about 10 more, and then I think I'll be set. Oh gosh. Okay, this isn't good. Oh boy. All right, maybe that was too close of a call. Shouldn't have done that. Well, I'm up to 13 blaze rods, which I think is plenty enough to get out of here. Well, I got the little contraption all set up for this zombie villager transformation, so let's give it a test. Hit that button, a villager should come around, turn that guy into a farmer if he wants to. Perfect, 1 wheat trade. We just have to do that 1 time. Push him along, come on, nope, like that. Perfect. Now if we raise this, it should work. Okay, maybe it's not working. Oh boy, is this a mega fail? I think it might be. All right, well, a little bit of a nightmare, but I think I got it fixed. Oh, perfect. And that is what we want to see. So take a lever and then let's just push this guy along. Slight little push, don't do too much damage. Perfect. Now let's get rid of this and put it like that. And now on to the next one. Well, I now have 9 zombified villagers and also a few potions and 9 golden apples. So all we have to do, throw that potion like that, hit them, get these ones over here, get these 2, and then the final guy. And now I just wait 5 to 10 minutes. So if we break on out of my little hidey hole, we should have some villagers, and we do. And look at these trades. Just wait till I get to the pumpkin trades. They are crazy. Actually, you know, let's trade this guy up real quick. Look at that, 1 pumpkin for 1 emerald. Insane deal. I'm gonna sleep night away since the sun is setting, and then I'm gonna work on getting all these villagers transported into their house. Wish me luck. No, like really, please wish me luck. This part always sucks. Well, if we make our way over to the farmhouse, you guys will see I've successfully gotten all 9 villagers in their stalls. Now, I haven't maxed out their trades yet. I'm gonna wait to do that just because it's gonna take quite a while, and I'm probably gonna have to harvest 1 of these wheat fields, mainly because most of the villagers starting trades are wheat, which will be pretty easy since I will have an absolute ton of it. But before I start working on doing that, I wanna move on to the next project for today's episode. Now, pretty soon, I wanna start making an auto bamboo farm and an auto sugarcane farm. Something both of those farms have in common is they use slime blocks. And currently, I do not have a slime farm, so it would take quite a long time hunting down all those slimes and getting plenty of slime balls. So I'm gonna get a bunch of materials put together. I'm hoping to find 2 slime chunks next to each other, so then I will get double the rates, or at least hopefully. Well, I did find a slime chunk, but it ended up being in the middle of a lush cave. Now, normally I wouldn't build these things in caves. I would actually go for the ocean, just because there's less mob proofing to do. But I saw this as an opportunity to turn this into something really, really cool. I feel like I can turn this into an underground village or even an underground city. And down here is where all my mining can happen. Well, we now have a slime farm, but sadly, it's not producing that well right now. My guess is the fact of all the dark areas in this cave, and also because I only made it 3 layers. But man, I think it looks so cool having this lime green glass. We can definitely turn this into something super cool in the future. I mean, just look how awesome it looks from back here. Oh, it looks like we got a, what is this, a zombie? Hey there, buddy. It seems like you're stuck. Yeah, we'll leave you there. In the little cave right here, we have a nice minecart unloader, and I AFK'd here for like 20 minutes, and I only got a single slime ball. So I'm thinking it's something to do with the area that I'm AFKing in. Or at least I hope. With the farm done, I actually want to head up to the surface because I think I've had enough of these caves. So now that we're back up at the surface, there's a few things I want to do before we end off the episode. Mainly, I want to build a few more custom trees. Off to the right side of the windmill looks a little bit plain right now, and same with the left side of the house right about there. So I think 2 custom trees right there and 1 over there should be perfect. So let's get to work. Well, I got the 3 custom trees all built up, and I'm not super happy with how this one turned out. And I would fix it, but I am all out of time for today's episode. We got an absolute ton done today, and I am so happy about it. We got this absolutely massive wheat farm constructed. We got some villagers in the new farming house, and we also got another windmill. Oh, and don't let me forget the slime farm we built down at Y level 20, which still needs some work. These next couple episodes leading up to episode 20 are gonna be huge, guys. I am planning some absolutely awesome builds, or at least I hope so. Next episode, I want to build another farm, and it rhymes with told, so I'm sure you guys know exactly what that is. Besides that though, thank you guys so much for watching today's episode, and as always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It makes a huge difference for a small channel like mine, and I will see you guys in the next episode.